things just to deceive people, to rip people off, or they're capable of doing things for their own personal gain, like lighting a building on fire just so they could put it out.
Right.
Like there's some people that are just broken. Like there's something about them that's just not connected right.
Yeah, we should shut them down, man. I think in the future we have to have some better programs to find out who's just not even
Who doesn't care about people?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people that
that's a really good statement.
care about people.
Who doesn't care about people? Because if you don't care about people, then it's just not, then you shouldn't be here. You should be somewhere else. You should be in a place where they don't have any people, you know?
Yeah, it's just a dangerous thing to have around. For the most part, it's fine, right? Because life is fairly easy in civilized times, right? Most of the stuff is fine. Most of the stuff.
Yeah.
Without, the caveat for the occasional chaos. But it's just fucking, it's hard to tell how crazy people are until something really happens. I mean, you really need to count on them. And when they, when you're pinned underneath a dresser and they look at you and they just run out of the room and just take off, you're like, you're not even going to help me?
Wow.
There's people like that.
Do you think some of those people even know that they would do that until the situation arises? That's sometimes why I would love to have some, and I know this sounds a little dark, but I'd like to have some serious stressors in our world to find out even who I really am, like to see who rises to like
who you are inside.
Yeah.
Right.
Like what rises to the core of my skin and says, this is who I am, Like I got trapped in an elevator once, dude, with like 7 or 8 people, okay? And this sounds like a small idea, but this was like 3 hours, right? And suddenly, like at first one dude's kind of verbose. He's suddenly like, I'm the leader. But like an hour later, he's like trying to fuck a couple chicks that are also stuck in the elevator. And you start to see like, okay.
Wait, I mean, he was trying to fuck them, like he was hitting on them, or he was trying to actually get down in the elevator?
No, he wasn't trying to fuck in the elevator, but he was maybe going to fuck them later if they got out of the elevator. Safely, not like a raper, like a guy who's like going to date them or like take them to dinner and then hopefully have sex with them at some point if they want to as well. But he, but you know what I'm saying?
I get you, yeah. Consensual sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
But you started to see who was who. Like one guy was like just literally wouldn't listen to anyone, tried to rip the doors open for 2 hours and then like just gave up on that. Like one lady was really scared. Like immediately it started to kind of fold out who was going to be who,
I wouldn't know what to do. I don't think you're supposed to climb out though. That seems like death.
Right.
Like to climb out into that shaft?
Yeah, you're supposed to stay.
Yeah.
As far as I know, you're supposed to stay.
Yeah. I mean, they must have some sort of regular, but an elevator fell in one of the UFC hotels, like real far, and fucked up CB Dollaway, one of the UFC fighters. His back is fucked up from that, apparently. Apparently, he's suing. And I don't think he fought that day. I think they had to cancel his fight. I think. I might be wrong about that. But I know his back was like significantly fucked up from that fall.
Elevators make it too easy, man. I miss the old days sometimes when you just...
Yeah, scratched him from the fight.
He scratched from the fight? Yeah, and he's fought since, but I think he's still having problems with his back.
Yeah, and that's hard to fix to a back.
It's one of the hardest things to make better again. It seems like every time people get surgery, it's just a slippery slope. It's very rare that someone gets surgery on their back and they go, oh, my back's great now. Everything's fine. It's always like, yeah, I got to go in again. I got another disc. You're like, oh, no. And they're literally getting their back fused from top to bottom. I know dudes with like 4 or 5 fake discs in their back.
That are still fighters too?
Yep.
No way.
Tito has several fused in his neck. He has artificial spacers from where the discs used to be.
Yeah.
He has that in his back. He has multiple operations on his back.
Do you think that like, because some people think like, a lot of your chi and your like lineup is, like your, do you think that could alter any of it? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's real. And I don't know, what is that? Is it the actual disc gelatin, or is the spine itself, the spinal column, where all the nerves are firing all the way up to the brainstem?
Yeah.
It's really a fucking crazy thing to risk if you think about that, like the connection between your brain and then that cord that goes to all of your body and everything moving. And it's all just this back area that very few people ever even exercise,
yeah.
which is so crazy. everybody's doing all the shit to get your biceps looking fly and pump your tits up, and very few people are concentrating on like lower back exercises, reverse hypers, protecting your spine, putting muscle all around that bitch, work that core, do like kettlebell windmills. You ever do kettlebell windmills?
Nah, dude.
Oh, dude, they're the shit. They're so good. Kettlebell windmills, you press the kettlebell and you go down and you touch the ground by your foot and then straighten back up again. It's just amazing for your spine, like all the muscles around your back that stabilize everything, and your obliques and your abs and all your core.
Yeah,
it's a great exercise.
I got to do more like adult fitness, man. I got to G up a little bit.
That's what it looks like. Damn, look at all that shit.
That's a human spine?
Yep.
No, that's the nervous system. That's the nerves.
Oh, I feel like I'm going to eat this in China next week, dude, in a weird
dude,
way.
You might.
You can have dick over there, somebody said. You can have human
dick? Yeah.
A buddy of mine said that. And he's eating he's eating everywhere.
Is he Andrew Zimmerman? The weird foods guy.
No,
trying to get him on the